Well, hello, hello, hello. How are you all doing today? I hope you're doing really well. So this is day 3. I hope you're following. I hope you're making notes. And thank you so much for all those who've private messaged me to reach out for your workbook, because your workbook is going to make all the difference of everything this week. So the whole idea of this week is to help prepare you for next year. I know you've got Christmas coming up, but I want then you to enjoy Christmas knowing that you've got a plan in place ready to get going for 2021 and make 2021 the best year ever. So day 1 was just setting the scene and talking about, how you view the world. Do you think you're a victim? Do you think things happen to you? Or are you taking control, and not in such an effort-based way, but in a way that literally allows you to do effort without effort, effortless effort. That's what I want for you. So yesterday then was all about goals and really, really setting the scene and lifting yourself so high you can touch the sky, yeah, and beyond. Something that gets you really excited, something that if people say to you, don't be so delusional, you can go, yes, that's exactly it, delusional. I'm out of the illusion of what I've been taught my whole life as to what life is and who I truly am. And that, when you can become delusional, then the world just becomes a better place and it becomes a bit of fun. Can you see me smiling? So today is, once you've got your goal and you know where you're going, you've got to really, really, really understand where you are now. And the reason we do it that way round is because if you try to figure out where you are now, you just end up going round and round in circles because you're digging a hole. But if we know where we're pointing ourselves towards, then we know what to see in ourselves and what to look for, because we need to be grounded in where we are now and then make decisions where we are now to where we're going to go. So that's why we do it that way round. So remember, yesterday was, what goal did you choose? Something absolutely amazing. I hope so. Share it with me. I cannot see your comments while I'm in StreamYard, but I will see them whenever I look on my page after. So tell me, even if you're watching the replay, tell me what it is that you really, really want, really have seen yesterday. And if you didn't watch yesterday, you want to be on that one. So today is, what's stopping you? What's stopping you? Isn't it a matter of just saying, yes, I'll do it, and then doing it? Why don't you step out? What are you afraid of? What I find is that it's actually fear of fear itself. And when you get over the fear of fear, there was nothing to be afraid of. Like in the eye of the storm, the eye of the hurricane, if you can just get in there and the whole world can be falling apart around you and you're in peace and quiet right there. Wouldn't that be magical? If you could live your life like that, you can do. You absolutely can do. You can have that peace. Or are you wanting to fight for everything that you've got? And you tell me that you have to fight. I'm here to tell you now, you don't have to fight for it. It will be done unto you as you believe. But what do you believe? You see, that's the thing. Sure, even if we think about, here's a little trick for you. If you're afraid of something and you're doubting yourself and you're really worried, just ask yourself, well, what is the purpose? Because it's serving you. Because everything you do serves you, believe it or not. Everything you do serves you. So whenever you get to the level of everything happens for me, then you realize that your emotions are happening for you. They're doing something for you. There is nothing against you in this world. Nothing. You may find that hard to believe if you're going through tough times at the moment. But I didn't get to this age without going through tough times. Let me tell you, they were all for you. They were all for your greater expansion and growth. You can choose to go through them, or you can choose to fall away. Which one are you going to choose? So ask yourself, what is the purpose of fear? And what answer will you get? I'm trying to protect you. Do you need protecting? Do you? When you know who you truly are, you don't need any protection. You can walk straight into things because let me tell you, at the end, it's all okay. It's all okay. At the end, it's all okay. Nobody's getting hurt. And everybody's absolutely fine, whether they're in this body or whether in another lifetime. They're all okay. And here's the thing, because you could say, well, how do you know that, Sheena? You're not on the other side. Because I used to have these questions myself, and I thought, well, I can choose to live in peace here and now, and then I'll figure it out on the other side when I get there. And you can live in fighting and arguing and pushing and effort, and we'll have a conversation at the other side. Who's going to live their life better, happier, freer, at peace? You're going to be at peace at one stage anyway, but wouldn't it be good to have peace here and now? You see, we're programmed. What are paradigms? Paradigms are your programming. Your programming that came from great Auntie Betty or your parents, just while you were even in your mummy's tummy, how she spoke about things. You picked up the vibration of it all. You absolutely did. So it's not even your programming. You came here programmed. But then there was more programming from your parents. There was more programming from school, church, the media, friends. And then you continue to program yourself with the stories you tell yourself. What story are you telling yourself now? What story are you telling yourself now? Is it serving you, that story? If it's not, stop it. It's not that simple, Sheena, if you say so. Everything that comes out your mouth here, yeah. It's like your wand. Your word is your wand. So whenever you're a young child or young child, please be careful what you say, whether they're awake, asleep, or anything. They can hear you. And be careful what you say to yourself, because guess what? You're listening. So are you spending your time talking about what you don't want and complaining? Maybe you don't say it out loud, but you're complaining in your head. Oh my goodness, was I the biggest complainer? Oh my goodness, I didn't complain much outside. And I looked at people who complained and thought, oh, that's terrible. But I was the complainer. We think in secret and it comes to pass. Environment is but our looking glass. So I was the one who was probably criticizing other people for being complainers. But I was doing it myself. I missed that point completely. It was me. Me complaining and complaining and complaining. Boy, was that a hard one to get out of. Still working on it. Still working on it. Because you see, depending on the level of the passion that you're talking about. So can you imagine if you're talking about something you really want and you're just like, oh yeah, that would be really nice. But then something annoys you. Oh my goodness, this is terrible, isn't it? You've got so much passion. It's that passion that's driving it. What are you talking about with passion? What is it? What are you talking about? So, what are you programmed with? Have a look at your family. If you don't recognize your programming, have a look at your family. Have a look at the people that you're criticizing. Because I know that those people you're criticizing, there is something inside you that is being mirrored. If you do not like that, you do not like what I'm saying about that, nothing much I can do about it. The sooner you accept the truth, the sooner you will be free. And you see, our paradigms as well have us settling. I don't need that. I don't need that. I don't need that. You can have anything you want. Remember what I said yesterday? If you can see it, and you want it, it's yours. You wouldn't want it if it wasn't yours. What do you see? What did you see yesterday when you did this? You see, actually, I'm just looking at these boxes here. And you're in a box, and everybody's in their own box, and nobody can see what you see, and you can't see what anybody else sees, and you're not supposed to because you're so flippin' unique. Did you ever feel like you didn't fit in? Did you? Guess what? Because you weren't supposed to fit in. There's nobody like you. You are so precious, beautiful, and unique. You weren't supposed to fit in. You were supposed to stand out in your box. There's no point in complaining about somebody else's box or looking at somebody else's box and comparing yourself, because nothing like you. Every blade of grass is different. Walk around the forest, every tree is different. They could be the same breed, but they're different. Every single one. And whenever you think of something that's precious, don't you treat it like a precious diamond, one of a kind? My goodness, you'd pay loads of money for it. Guess what? That's you. Isn't that amazing? But we're programmed quite differently, aren't we? I'm not worthy. Net. And we walk around with fear, fear, judgment, and resistance. Fear not. Judge not. Resist not. And the thing is, when you take your fear away, you take your judgment away, and therefore you take the resistance away. Think about all the things you judge. I did not think I was a judger. Let me tell you, I did not think I was a judger at all. But you sit and look at a crowd of people and try not to have something to say about somebody in that crowd. It's judgment. I like their hair. They look nice. They look big. They look small. They're tall. They're all judgments based on your view of the world. But there is a way of not having judgment. There is a way of being able to look objectively at the outside world, being subjective on your inside world, being full of love, unconditional love, because everything is the same difference. We can't have different without the same, and we can't have the same without different. It's all the same difference. Law of polarity. Negative, positive, right, left, up, down. There's nothing to fear because it's all one. Now, some of this may be going right over your head, which is great. Some of this may be confused. Some of you may be arguing with it. Sheena, you're talking a lot of rubbish. It doesn't really matter, because I want you to find your truth. I want to disrupt your thinking so you can start to find your truth. I want you to think about, as you go through the day, what are you choosing to believe? What are you choosing to do? Or are you doing it because you've always done it? Are you feeling your feelings, or are you numbing them out? Do you know who you are? Do you know what you really, really want? This is really deep, this. And you think, oh, we don't need to go that deep. Well, then you don't really need to get everything that you want. You don't really need to have peace. I'm not saying that we go searching for things, but I want them risen and cleared out. I don't want that. I don't want that anymore. But I decide, I don't want that anymore. I don't need that feeling. Thank you. Thank you for your protection. But I'm okay. There's nothing to judge anymore. There's nothing to resist. Resistance is what's holding you back. If you feel like you're here and your goal is up here, something you want, that's the resistance. Yeah? That's the resistance. And your perception of everything will change how you do your whole day. So if you think you are amazing and limitless, then you will reason that, oh, I can do anything. Then your imagination will be filled with beautiful things. And you just use your will to hold that imagination in place. And that creates new memories, because every second you're creating 50,000 new cells of recognition. And then because you're quieter and at peace, you can hear your inner tutor, your intuition, your inner tutor. Can you hear her? Can you? But if our perception is, oh, the world's just full of trouble, nothing ever goes right for me, then that's what you will reason on. Nothing ever goes right for you, so you'll expect things to go wrong. Then your imagination will be filled with all the ideas of how it can go wrong. And you will use your will externally on the outside world to change it and make it different. You are creating new memory cells every second, and it's going to be on effort, hard work, fear, judgment, resistance. You cannot hear your intuition. All you're hearing are your paradigms and your programming. And what I just said there was so key. I hope you were writing it down or play it back. That was so key what I just said there, because it can change your world in an instant. So, what is your programming? The programming you will find on all the different beliefs that you have. Ask yourself every single moment of the day, what am I choosing and why am I choosing it? Is this serving me? Is this getting me towards my goal? Because if you don't start asking yourself those questions, you'll remember your subconscious is 98% and your conscious mind is just 2%. And your conscious mind is 6 seconds behind what's going on in the subconscious, if you didn't catch that the first time round. I want to help you with your goals and give you some clarity for the new year so you can start the new year strong. My gift to you for Christmas is a 10-minute clarity call to understand your goals and where you're going. That's it. 10-minute clarity call. And maybe I can show you a few of your paradigms, because I see them jumping out at me. And you think that they're hidden. And when I speak to people and they think they've got it, and I see the paradigms, see the programming just jumping out at me. But if you don't want to see it, I don't tell you. But if you want to see it, I'll tell you. I only tell those people who ask and who want to change, because you're the ones who want to change. The other rest of you, you're hiding. And I know, because you've tucked yourself away for so long, afraid of being hurt. I'm not doing that because I'll get hurt. You may not actually realize that that's what you do. But every time you hit that wall, you bounce back and go, oh, it mustn't be for me. Otherwise it would have happened. Oh, we have got so many answers and justifications for why we are not. So what I called at the top of this was, do you have more answers than results? Because that was me. I had an answer for everything. And when I hear people talk like that, and then I ask them, well, what are your results? And they have every excuse under the sun. I go, please don't be that person, because I was that person. Remember the conversation that was said to me? I know this, I know this. Clearly not, Sheena. Look at your results. Now, I don't profess to know everything. I know my truth, and that's the only truth that I can know. But I pay very particular attention to what's going on in the outside world, because I will change my thoughts accordingly. Inside your body, you have got 100 trillion synapses, neurological synapses. And on the outside, only 100 million. Your inside is more real and is creating the results. But you let the outside world be your master. You be the master. Get control of that paradigm, excuse me, and create another one. What new paradigm fits with your goal? What new paradigm? So listen, tomorrow is going to be one more thing about the self-image. It's like, what is it? So you've got your goal. You know what your paradigm is around that goal. So who is that person that will make it happen? Who is that person? And let me tell you some things that are happening that you're not aware. I'll share that with you tomorrow. So reach out. For those of you who haven't reached out for your workbook, I'll send it to you. Thank you so much to everybody who's doing the work. I love all your messages. Thank you. And have an absolutely wonderful, wonderful, awesome day. And I will see you tomorrow.